Hello, Simon here. First, I want to say a big thank you for joining and supporting the channel. Your decision to become a member means a lot. It's what allows me to create content that goes beyond the basics. On my public channel, I focus just on fundamentals and good security practices that everyone should know. But here, as a member, you will get access to advanced deep dives, detailed integrations, and other important topics that take a lot more time and testing to put together. So I'm really excited to share this exclusive content with you and help you to take your knowledge and skills to the next level. Thanks again for being here, and let's dive in. All right, so in today's exclusive content, we will focus ourselves to set up our Authentik, which is our IDP provider of choice, and we will set it up so everything is production ready for you, where you don't need to spend any additional configurations. So first of all, what we need to do is to create our user groups. And user groups you can find in the directory menu and groups. By default, you have Authentik admins and Authentik read-only, which is fine, but we want to separate our users when we onboard them into our IDP. So first, let me create our group. And for this, we can name it just standard users, and we disable status is super user. But if you want to have more admins in your team, you can just give them a super user. And for the roles, just select Authentik read-only because they don't need access to the backend. And for the parent, you can also choose Authentik read-only. That's fine. So let me create this group. You will get probably invalid update request, but you can ignore it and let me refresh it. And as you can see, we have our standard users group. Another most important thing that we need to set up is the password policy. Because by default, Authentik don't have any password policy for users, which we need to change. So what we need to go is we need to go to customizations, policies, and we will create our password policy. So we go next and we name it strong password policy. You can enable the execution login, but there's no need. And also we want to keep to check those static rules. And for the static rules, we will specify our password length, which you can put whatever number, but I like to use at least 32 characters and 2 characters of uppercase, lowercase, digits, and symbols. And available symbol hard set you can see here. So for the error message, please enter at least 32 character password plus 2 of each uppercase, lowercase, digits, and symbols. So this is the error message if some user did not enter this specific password rule. And we can click finish. Okay, so now we have our user groups and we have our password policy. Next, what I want you to set up is the invitation flow. So let's jump straight to setting it up. All right, so first we are going to set our email confirmation. That means every user that will be added to your Authentik will need to confirm their email address. So in order to do that, we can go to the Flows and Stages menu, Let's go to the stages. Let's create a new stage. And what we can select will be email stage. Let's click next. And now we're gonna name it email confirmation, right? And for the stage specific settings, you want to activate pending user or success. That means when the user clicks the link, their account will be activated. You can use the global settings if you set up your SMTP in the environment file, or you can set your custom SMTP settings here. But for this video, we will do the global settings because we set it up. And for the token expiration, you can set how long this link will be valid. I like to set it for 1 hour, but you can completely change to yours. For the subject, you want to name it email. Please confirm your email. And for the template, will be account confirmation. And here you can account recovery max attempts. You can keep it 5. That's completely fine. Okay, so let's finish. And now we created our stage. Next, what are we going to do? We want to set up the main page enrollment. So anyone who visits the IDP URL, they can register the account. So let's go to the flows. We will click create and it will be main page enrollment. For the title, we can main page enrollment, and you can keep the Slack as it is, or you can change it. For the policy, you can keep it as it is. And for the authentication, for the designation, we need to choose enrollment. And for the authentication, this does not require authentication because it will be publicly available. And for the behavior settings, I highly recommend to enable the compatibility mode, which will increase the compatibility with the password managers and mobile devices. So check it. And policy engine mode will be any. And if you want, you can choose the background and layout, but I like to keep it default. And let's click create. And after you created this flow, next thing to do is to open this main page enrollment. Let's go to the stage bindings, and we will need to bind an existing stage. And we will choose from the prompt stage, and it will be default source enrollment prompt. And for the order, make sure to put your order in place because with lower values, it will take the importance. So yeah, keep it 10. And evaluate when the flow is planned, should be fine. And let's click create. After you created this stage binding, next action will be to edit stage. And basically what we are adding here are the fields on the website. So first we have default source username. Then we will need to search for the name. So default source enrollment field, which will be name. Then it can be last name. Let me see, last name. Actually, there is no last name, but we can keep it as name. Next will be email. Then, of course, will be password. So default initial password repeat and default password change field. So what we want to set up is the default password, this one, and also a password repeat to verify this password. Let's add it to our selected fields. And for the validation policies, now we will add our strong password policy. So we can name it, search it, and we can edit. and we can click update. And after this is done, we will create another stage. We will bind existing stage, and it will be a default user right, because after they create their account, we will need to write this user account. So it will be right, and it will be default source enrollment right. Order will be 20, and everything rest is fine. And let's click create. And after that, we will need also edit our stage. And you need to select to create users and inactive. And then also you want to add user created to the standard users group. And let's click update, and you can keep user path completely empty. And third stage, after the user will register their account, the system will write the user into the database, and the third step will be to confirm the email. So what we want to do is to create bind an existing stage. Let's do email confirmation, and let's click create. But also we need to increment the order. So let's create. Perfect. So first we will have the page, then it will have the user write into the group, and then the user will need to confirm the email. And to double check that the user will be activated after confirmation, we can go edit stage, and the checkbox here is activate pending users on success, which is perfect. Let's click update, and that's basically it. All right, so after we created those three flows, next thing what we need to edit is our default authentication flow. So let's go back to the flow and open the default authentication flow. Go to the stage bindings and edit the default authentication identification. So let's go to edit stage, and in the flow settings, you will select the enrollment flow and you select the main page enrollment. So let's go that, click update, and when we log out, let's sign up from our Authentik, we should have a link with a new account to sign up. So let's try right now. Let's do sign up, and it will be Simon at webnestify.cloud, and let's just type some nice password. And as you can see, we have the error message that we created in our policy for the strong password. So let me generate a strong password. Let's do 45 characters, minimum numbers 2, minimum special, and should be good to go. Let's continue. And now, as we set in the flow, will be the email confirmation. So let me open my Gmail. And as you can see, we receive email from our Authentik to confirm our account. So let's just do it. And our main page enrollment, continue. And let's just do Simon, password. And we are successfully authenticated. The reason why we don't have access to dashboard, because this is an external user. So in the future, when we add our application and we enroll those in our group, they will be able to log into this application. Okay, and now what are we going to set up is, for example, if you don't want to have a public registration, but you rather want to send invite link for users to register. So we are going to do it, and we are going to disable this public user creation on our website. Okay, so for the deny stage, what we need to do is create our deny stage. So let's go to the flow and stages, create new, and select deny stage. Let's go next, and it will be deny stage, and the deny message will be public registration are closed, please ask for invitation. Let's click finish. And let's now navigate to the flows. And in the flow, we need to edit the main page enrollment that we just created. So let's open it. Let's go to the stage bindings and bind existing stage. And we will select deny stage with the order of 0, because this will be the most important rule. That's why we put order on 0. And let's click create. And now when we logged out and anyone tried to sign up, as you can see, request has been denied, public registration are closed, please ask for invitation. So now we have successfully disabled the public registration and we can continue with the invites only registration. To create invitation only stage, navigate to the flow and stages, create new, and scroll down, and you will go to the user's right stage. Now let's go next. For the name, we will type invite enrollment right, and uncheck create users and inactive. And here we want to give them as external access to our applications, which we will provide. And for the group, we're gonna add them to the standard users. And let's click finish. And also put space into the user path template. And then we will need to create another stage. And in this case, it will be invitation stage. Next. And for the name, it will be invite enrollment. And for the stage specific settings, continue flow without invitation should be unchecked by default. So we can go back and let's finish. Next, we need to navigate to the flows. We will create and we will do invitation flow. And the title will be register your account. And for the designation, it will be enrollment. And for the behavior settings, again, we want to check the compatibility mode for the password managers. Let's click that and let's click create. And again, what we need to go now is open our invitation flow, go to the stage bindings, and we will bind an existing stage. And we will choose our enrollment invitation. Order will be 10, and evaluate when the flow is planned, and click create. And another stage will be default enrollment flow. So let's check it in the prompt stages, and it will be default source enrollment prompt. And let's increment the order, and let's click create. And also what we want to check here are our requirements. So let's go to edit stage and make sure that default source username, email, name, password repeat are present, and also your strong password policy that we created. So let's hit update. And then what we want to do, we want to write this user to our database. So we will bind existing stage and we will search for the write, invite enrollment write. Let's increment the order to 30 and let's click create. And the last stage will be the default user login. So click bind existing stage, search for login and default source enrollment login. And let's click also increment the order to 40 and let's click create. And we are done with setting up our invitation flow. So now if you want to create your invite link, let's go to the directory, invitation, and here you will create the new invitation. So for the name, it will be invite, and also set the expiration date. So let me choose mine until the September, but you can select whatever date you want to use. And you can also check or uncheck the single use. So if we have multiple users and you want to email the invitation, then uncheck the single use. And that should pretty it. So now let's click create. And here, when we go, you open it, here you have your invite link. So let me sign out. And let me try to register our account, which will be Simon2, Simon2 at Webnestify.cloud. Our password policy should be in place. Let me test it. Yes, our password policy is in place. So let me generate a strong password. Let's continue. And now we have the permission denied. That means, yes, we did not give access to our backend, which is great. And as you can also notice, we did not add the email confirmation flow because we are sending this invite to our users we know. Another thing, what I also, if you want to add your users to have access to the dashboard where they can see all the applications, what you can go is go to the directory, groups, standard users, you go to edit, and we can remove this. And the last thing, what I highly recommend to set up is requiring two-factor authentication for any user that will use your identity provider. And this is really, really important. So in order to do that, again, we need to go to our flows and we need to select our invitation flow because this is the only way how users can create their account. So let's open the invitation flow. Let's go to our stage bindings and make sure that we will put order after the user is created. So we will put values from 30 to 40, so between those. So let's create bind existing stage and we will do authenticator validation stages, default authentication MFA, and order will be 31. And let's click create. And now what we want to do is edit our stage and we want to add the standard TOTP devices like TOTP, static authenticator, and also the web authorization setup. If you will have, for example, email stage, or so make sure you have only TOTP, static setup, or web auth setup. And then choose user verification must occur, otherwise they won't be able to continue. And that's pretty it. And here also device class, you can see static tokens, TOTP, web auth, duo, SMS based, email based. Don't use those. And for that, let's click update. And now we can also test it. So let me copy the invitation link. Let me log out. And let us register the new account. So it will be Simon TOTP. We generate strong and secure password. Hop. Let's click continue. And now we should be presented to set up our TOTP device. So let me also save this in the Bitwarden. And for example, you want to set up the TOTP, you clicked it. And here you will need to copy this QR code or scan it or use Bitwarden. Let me go to edit and scan the QR code. Let's click save, enter the code, and now you can continue. And all good, our user have TOTP enabled. And another thing, if you want to have your users a dashboard, like it's gonna be internal user for your company, we are going to set it up also right now. So we can just log back out because this identification provider is only for external users. So let me log in as admin. I'm gonna use the authenticator and let's go to the admin interface. And the thing is that internal users will also consume a license space, but external users, they won't. And we will talk about licensing later. So for now, what we want to do is basically go to flows and stages. Flows. We go to the invitation flow, and we can probably let me see, where is it? Not here. I think it was the user write. So let's go to edit stage when the user is write to our database. And here you can select user type internal. So when we can update it. And now what we can log back out. And let me copy the invitation link again. And it's gonna be Simon internal. Let me copy the same password. It doesn't matter because it will be removed. Let's continue. We want to save it. And now we need to set up our TOTP device. In this case, I'm going to set up the web out device, which Bitwarden pop-up should be done. And let's for this account. And it should be all good. And as you can see, now the internal users can see application that we will create in the future. And also they can edit their devices and they can enroll anything else, right? So it is completely up to them. And let's sign out. And yeah, that's basically it for this Authentik standard deep dive settings, which I recommend for everyone. So now let's talk about Authentik Pricing. As you may know, Authentik is fully open source application that anyone can utilize and use. So when you go to authentik.io/pricing, you can see it is free and it is open source, but the use case is for home lab users and simple use cases. It covers B2B and B2C use cases, and you can access the community Discord, but you don't get any support. But if you are a larger organization and you want to use it seriously in your business to integrate it with Google Workspace, Microsoft Entra ID, or any external OAuth or similar sources like Okta Duo, then you will need to get the professional license. And the license costs $5 per internal user, your employee, which can access your dashboard, and it costs 2 cents for external users. As I was mentioning before, external user don't get access to Authentik dashboard with all the applications, but he can only log into your application you create and then you can give him access to. That means external user only, which is great for third-party developers, or if you are using someone from Fiverr or Upwork, when you can control the security of that account. That means the external user. An internal user is only your employees or teams that need access the Authentik dashboard with applications. And then, of course, if you are really big company and you don't want to get hassles with the self-hosting, then you can contact them for enterprise, and it contains dedicated customized support, volume discount, FIPS compliant, and yeah, you don't need to basically self-host. So choice is yours. Use it for free. As your organization scale, you can add the license into your Authentik instance, which is really great, and you can also support this project, which is amazing. So yeah, I think that's it for Authentik Pricing. And also in the future videos about Authentik, we will talk about application, the providers, applications, and all kind of great integrations. So thank you for watching, and I hope you give Authentik a try.